Through all of my experience of being a student in Hawaii, becoming a professional dancer for the Los Angeles Clippers, and most recently being titled Miss California USA, I quickly realized that nothing compares to the heart and soul of my hometown of Lancaster, California. Come along with me as we get to experience the taste, the talent, the tech, and most of all, the fun of my hometown. This is Tiff on the Town. Today, we get to talk about America's favorite topic, sports. The one thing in your household that if it comes on the TV, everyone's joining to watch. On today's episode of Tiff on the Town, we dive deep into sports not being just watching specs on the field, court, or the pitch. It's about philanthropy, community, and being that change that you want to see. Join us as we start off the day with a great interview from our hometown hero, Ziaire Williams. Head to get a quick bite at Coach's Sports Bar and Grill, and end the day with a perfect Pilates workout at Imperfect Balance Studios. This is Tiff on the Town. Ziaire Williams is one of our local hometown heroes, a man of not just talent and intelligence, but also humility. At this year's annual free Ziaire Williams basketball clinic, we had the privilege of getting to sit down with Ziaire and his phenomenal parents to get a deep dive on his upbringing, journey to the NBA, and most importantly, who Ziaire is off the court. Ziaire, so first off, welcome back home.
Yes, thank you. Feels good to be back.
Good. So walk us through your childhood. I know you grew up out here in Lancaster and you had military parents that were super focused on education.
Absolutely.
How did that benefit you?
It was just all about discipline, discipline, structure, and just respect. Obviously my dad, he helped me play basketball. My mom, she was mostly focused on the studies, but it was never about making it to the NBA or being the best athlete. It was just about being a great person, being a role model, and being a family man, and it all paid off. I love them to death. I'm the only child as well, so all the attention was on me, whether it was good or bad. But I love my parents to death, so it definitely paid off.
Your core values for Ziaire growing up were community, loyalty, and education. Basketball really was never the driving force at a young age. Do you believe these values is what made Ziaire the dynamic player he is today?
Absolutely, most definitely. Without community, we wouldn't be here. We always raised Ziaire to leave a lasting impression. Doesn't matter if it's the president, a homeless person on the street, you treat everyone with dignity and respect, and people will remember you for that.
It worked out for us. Like I said, we did a pretty good job as parents.
You did a phenomenal
What I love mostly about it is that still to this day, I haven't had anyone come to me and say something negative about his personality or the way he carries himself.
That's a parent's greatest gift, to have people come up to you and applaud you for your parenting or telling you what a nice young man or a nice young woman your child is,
You guys did a good job, right?
Yeah.
What most people don't know is when you were growing up, sports was really just an outlet for you because your parents were focused on education.
Absolutely.
And you started off as a goalkeeper in soccer,
Yep,
just
sure
watching
did.
the game play on and pass by.
Right.
But then you were introduced to basketball as your door opener to Stanford. When was that moment when you realized basketball isn't just a door opener for me? This could be a career.
Probably my sophomore, junior year of high school. That's when I started getting a lot of college scholarships, and it was just, I started getting free shoes and free gifts. I can get used to this. The goal was always just to get to college, get a free education. My parents, they worked their butts off every day, but I definitely wasn't gonna be able to, pay my way into college. So it was just to work hard and just try to get one school, and by the grace of God I had options, and I just thought Stanford was the best choice for me. Outside of basketball, it's a not a 4-year decision, but it's a 40-year plan. And that was always the goal, just to always have that backup plan when basketball is done. Because no matter how great you are, it's gonna stop eventually, you can't play forever. So I'm just trying my best to prepare for that.
Yeah, that's great that you have that complexity of knowing there's a shelf life to being an athlete.
Absolutely.
Right? But it's so commendable that you're a one and done product of Stanford.
Thank you.
And you're the 10th overall draft pick for the 2021 NBA draft. You play for the Memphis Grizzlies in this amazing arena, but you think it's imperative for you to come back and pour into your community.
For sure.
Why was being this 6'6" hometown hero so important for you?
Being from here, it's we have all the talent in the world, and just not as much opportunity as other places. So I was just trying to just provide an outlet for kids, you know, just showcase their skills and just have fun, you know. I remember when I was a kid and I went to a LeBron James camp. It was way out in San Diego, super far. My mom took me and it was like the greatest thing ever. Like, just, you know, it's the first time I saw an NBA player in person. So it was like, whoa, like you're human, you know, you're not like this superhero that we see on TVs and, you know, all these crazy talents and just athletic ability. It was a really good eye-opener for me, just on that, you know, dreams can be achieved. The amount that you put into the game or the amount you put into your studies or whatever the craft is that you love, you'll always get the results back from it. So I'm just trying to just get that message out as best as I can.
The most important thing to him was coming back to this camp and putting it on for free and being interactive with the children. As parents, how does that make you feel?
I get emotional just thinking about that question. It's very humbling as a parent, as a mom. He's so in tune to wanting to deliver a great product, a great camp. And even though it's free, he wants them to feel like they've just paid their best $500. You know, he wants it to be ran professionally. He wants them to actually take a few takeaways, to meet new people. And what better place than it to be in the community that just poured into him when he was younger, coming up.
He said in that space to the children, if you want to be good, you just show up. But if you want to be great, you have to sacrifice. What sacrifices did Ziaire make as he was growing up to become one of the greats?
We would drive from Antelope Valley to Pasadena 3 days a week for practice. Tournaments were on the weekends. Every holiday imaginable has some type of tournament. So we're away from family and we are a very tight, close-knit family. So he would miss birthdays, graduations, family dinners. Even now, you know, in his professional career, he can't just say, hey coach, my dad's having a birthday.
Right, yeah.
I want to make his birthday dinner, you know, so it's all a sacrifice.
And seeing you as their superhero, you're walking and giving high fives. They're so ecstatic to see you. You're so hands-on.
Thank you.
And everyone sees the end of the movie, right? Everyone thinks, oh, Ziaire went to Stanford. He's the 10th overall draft pick. But there was a moment in your career where you had an injury. And the comeback was like a slow burn.
Yep.
You were always on the go. That was the first time you had to be forced in stillness.
I know, for
But
sure.
what did you learn from the stillness?
Man, I feel like the biggest thing I learned from that was just how I was gonna bounce back, you know, how I was gonna prepare myself to, you know, be the strongest I could possibly can, mentally, physically, spiritually, just to do anything in my power to, you know, not let it happen again, whether that's staying after the court and, you know, doing an hour of stretching or, you know, going extra hard on my miles I'm running or lifting, whatever the case may be, just trying to prepare myself as best as I can. And, you know, sitting at home and watching my team play, and it was hard, you know, it was hard, but I learned a lot for sure.
Say for a second I stepped out of the room and your Uncle Solis took this seat. The man that handed you a basketball for the first time. You're looking him eye to eye. He's gone, but now he's back.
Right. What
words would you say to him?
Man, I freaking miss him so much, man. I would just want to just tell him just thank you, you know. Like I said, he was the first person to put a ball in my hand. He's been telling me I'm gonna be the next Michael Jordan since I even knew how to write my name. He just always just had like this great spirit about him. Everywhere he went, everything he did, he was always just joyful and happy and just super excited, you know, just to just live life and just, you know, be present in the flesh. And, you know, he was big on the word of God, you know, so he would always take me to church and, you know, we read the Bible together. But it was just his spirit, man. It was one of a kind, and I miss it so much. But I feel him, you know, I feel him living through me. And yeah, I would just love to just give him a big hug and just tell him thank you, you know, and that's it.
As you all can see, Ziaire has such an extensive resume, but the one point that stands out the most with this young man is his heart of humility and service. Not only did we witness this through his interactions with the camp attendees, but also the words of these young athletes and coaches. Ziaire truly has shown our community that success is not far from reach. Anything is possible as long as you work hard, stay diligent, and pay it forward every step of the way.
Take basketball away. 3 words to describe Ziaire Williams.
Whew, I would say fun, energetic, for the most part, unless I'm just finishing a workout.
Very energetic.
And just always happy, you know, just always trying to just spread peace and love, you know, that's what life's about. It's always, everybody's always worried about what the next thing they want to do and where they're gonna go, and you know, that's just everybody. But I feel like if you just try to just keep that peace, love, and happiness intact, and everything else will kind of play itself out.
Best wings in town? More like best wings in California. Coach's Sports Bar and Grill, the #1 sports bar in the Antelope Valley, where you can get finger-licking food, good brews, and of course, great sports. Today we're gonna hang out with Selma and see why Coach's Sports Bar and Grill is the one place where your baby may mistake a hot wing for their pacifier. Selma, over 30 years of history with Coaches. I pretty much grew up in this space. Every Friday, my parents had me here in a stroller.
How fun.
I think they gave me a chicken wing instead of a pacifier sometimes.
That's so funny.
So walk us through how Coaches came about.
Yes, so it's actually been open 34 years, and it actually was not supposed to be what it turned into. It was meant to be a gym.
Wow.
I know, crazy. I mean, that explains like the high ceilings and stuff, but it over time just turned into what it is now. We even had like a actual ring in here where people would fight.
What?
Yes, I know. Should we bring that back?
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back,
right? UFC night. Bring it back.
Yeah.
The owners used to be great athletes for the Antelope Valley, and on the walls they hung up their Letterman's jackets.
Yes.
And it started this trend of all these local athletes that became legends had their jerseys up on the wall. I think my dad's was up here.
Oh my God, how cool.
Yeah, but I noticed that now it's professional jerseys,
Yeah.
but you shared that there might be a new trend coming back.
There might be a new trend coming back. We are looking for local athletes, and if they are willing to give us something, memorabilia, then we can put it up.
Awesome. If you hear that out there and
Yes.
you are one of the superstars of the Antelope Valley,
Yes.
make sure you hit up Coaches and
Yeah.
get your jersey on the wall. My dad came here so much, as I said before, to the point where they made a Marco Johnson wing.
Yes.
Double fried, no sauce, extra blue cheese on the side.
Is that your go-to order?
It's our go-to in the family. So how often do people customize their wings when they walk in?
All the time, every day. You will never find someone just ordering it like how it is on the menu. You can do whatever you like. Like personally, I like to do like half lemon pepper, half buffalo. You can do whatever you want.
So many options.
So many options, yeah.
Game night. What's the atmosphere like?
So fun. Like the thrills in here is just the best. Like right now we have World Series, NBA games. So it's something you do not want to miss. There's something always going on. It's so fun to be around people who love like seeing the same stuff as you. So it's such a fun night. Sometimes you can't even find a seat, to be quite honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you guys are the only ones in town that show UFC, correct?
Yes, we do have the UFC tickets, so you do not want to miss. But I think we should bring that ring back.
Bring
so
the
we can
ring
get
back.
Live games, right?
Yes, bring the ring back.
Yes,
it has to
yes.
happen.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Our bartender here is actually going to walk us through some of the signature drinks of Coach's Sports Bar and Grill.
So I'll be making you 2 of our signature cocktails. One of them is the Black Mamba Rita, and the second one is the Mexican Candy Shot. So with the Black Mamba, I start with 3/4 agave, go 3/4 triple sec, an ounce of lime juice, do an ounce and a half of Don Julio Silver, and then I do muddle 2 blackberries and a serrano pepper. And I give it a nice rhythmic shake. And this is our Black Mamba Rita. So the next drink I'm gonna walk you through is the Mexican Candy Shot. You do a half ounce of agave, you do a half ounce of lemon juice, you do an ounce of mango juice, and you do an ounce and a half of the Smirnoff Spicy Tamarindo Vodka, and then a squirt of chamoy. Then we give it another shake. And this is our Mexican Candy Shot. Cheers.
We have the wonderful treat of Coach's Sports Bar and Grill's kitchen manager, Lewis, walking us through the classic and delicious recipes of this AV sports bar.
Yes, ma'am. So what we do is we butter the breads first. It's with garlic-based, butter-based, and usually parsley flakes. So we use is all Angus beef. We drop about 2 scoops of our beef. And we go for our green chilies. Grab one of these bad boys. And we just hit it with a little bit of seasoning. And we'll go ahead and put our breads down, just enough to toast them. And we finish it off with our pepper jack cheese. And we'll see how our meat is doing. Just making sure we toss it, cook every single piece of the meat. Now we'll go ahead and put the meat on the 2 pieces of bread where the cheese is at. And I think it looks about perfect. That's what we want it to look like. And we'll just spread some mayonnaise on it. So we add some of our crinkle cut fries. So we're gonna do our traditional wings. Our wings are fully cooked. We just like to heat them up just a few seconds to get that crisp back on them. And as the oil is all dripped off of the wings, we'll throw it into our bowl. Add our traditional mild sauce and give it a nice toss. All right, now on to the chocolate brownie. So we use our half cut of our brownie, our fresh scoop of vanilla ice cream right on top. And we'll finish it off with a little whipped cream and a little bit of chocolate drizzle. And there we are.
My favorite thing about Coaches is the people. The people that I work with, the people that come here to enjoy themselves. It's the best thing about Coaches.
The people here, the people that help you, the people that you drink with and just enjoy life.
I love our wings. I love our spicy garlic parmesan and our spicy lemon pepper wings. They're amazing.
Wings, gotta be the wings. Burgers, amazing, but it's gotta be the wings.
Over 30 years in the making, lots of progression, lots of addition, but one thing that has never changed is the delicious food in front of me, and of course, the community. If you're ever in the Antelope Valley, make sure you check out Coach's Sports Bar and Grill. Cheers. Turning one of the toughest chapters of her life into the beginning of her story, the owner of Imperfect Balance Pilates Studio is here to show you why long-term strength and flexibility is the way to go. Alana Yesters is going to sit down with us today and discuss the importance of Pilates in your life and the development of imperfect balance. Alana, I'm so excited to be here because we share the similarity of having a heart for dance, being previous dancers.
Absolutely.
But earlier you shared with us that there was a tragedy that happened during that process of being a dancer for you, but that led you to imperfect balance. Can you walk us through that situation?
I look back now and it wasn't so tragic, but it was really that I realized I wasn't going to be a professional dancer. And that was a hard thing for me to come to terms with. I wasn't overly flexible. I wasn't doing, big split leaps and stuff, but I worked really hard and I knew I wanted to be part of that world. And so when a teacher came to Cal State Long Beach for the first time with this equipment that looked like it belonged in a torture chamber, I knew it might be something that would work for me and keep me connected to the world and still work with dancers.
I work with some of the girls in AVB and they see you as such a great friend. So it's a testament to how intimate you are with your clients. And you highlighted the injuries of dancers. My joints are just, off the charts a wreck. But Pilates really helped me. So we've talked about this change in dance, about how it used to be you need to be tiny and flexible to now being strong. So how have you helped dancers in this way?
Yeah, the overuse injuries in dance and the emphasis on hypermobility and being very flexible is not a long-term life strategy. as someone who doesn't dance anymore, like I don't need to do the splits every day, but I need to bend over and pick up my shoes and be able to reach pots and pans and know that I'm safe and doing things with control. And I think that that can start at any age. And with people that don't dance or don't do gymnastics, it's important to have a strong body because as we get older, you lose muscle mass. So it behooves you at this point to start stronger as we age.
So for our viewers that are watching that aren't dancers, they're not gymnasts, they're not in their Pilates princess era, why should they even think about coming in for a Pilates class?
Pilates was really designed to make your everyday life better. We spend so much time working that the weekend comes and we don't have the energy and strength to do the things that are good for us. Get outside, play with our kids, go hiking. And Pilates was really designed to bridge that gap from work to play. And who doesn't want that?
So it's all about long-term flexibility and strength, right?
That's right.
Well, now it's time for us to get into the workout, and I'm excited to embrace the intimacy that you have with your client.
Let's go.
Okay, so first things first, how do I even get into this contraption?
Come on in and have a seat just down at the edge. You're gonna tip onto your side, head on the headrest, and then you're gonna roll onto your back and bring your feet up on the bar.
Okay, nice. Comfy, but not for too long.
Sure thing. Knees over toes. And for those non-dancers, you don't need to be super turned out. Just right up to the ceiling. Squeeze those heels together and press on out.
Wow. Immediate already. So what are the dynamics of Pilates? Do you always need a board? Can you be on a mat?
Absolutely. I teach both the mat work and the equipment work. Joe Pilates originally started with that floor work. And he really created the equipment to be an accessory to the mat work, to teach you how to do the mat work better.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Does that weight feel okay?
Oh, it feels nice, yeah. Feel a challenge, but it's nice to get my blood flowing.
Yeah, and it's really designed to be adjustable so that someone who's not used to working out very much, we can make it heavier or lighter depending on what people need. So you want a nice pointed foot and a press out.
I can definitely see how if I did this while I was dancing, it would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of injuries. Probably also saved me soreness as well after long performances.
I think dancers get really caught up in just doing one kind of exercise. I think a lot of big companies are doing better about cross-training. But here in Lancaster, we get kind of stuck in our little studios, and I hope that I provide a way for dancers to try something different and be stronger in a different way.
And my dad, when he was a professional football player, he actually took ballet classes 2 times a week. So it was good for his agility.
That's right.
So should most athletes come in and consider taking Pilates?
Yes. Yeah. I would love that. So same idea, right? It's so much about lifting weights and getting strong and kind of bulking up. But Pilates has a nice balance of, like you said, agility and flexibility with strength, right? It's about having access to that strength at all times so that you're not just working on being super strong, but then you get a little tight, right? I need you to be able to move through that.
The change of foot position, is that reflective of making sure Pilates is focused on everyday life?
Absolutely. When we walk, right, you roll through your foot, heel, ball, toe. When you jump, right, you land toe, ball, heel. And so touching all those different parts of your feet makes a nice connection, not just through the foot on the floor, but the foot to your brain, right? Like what that feels like and making sure all those connections are strong.
It's so good. I definitely feel the difference, like the different muscle groups working each time.
Yeah.
It's effective, and I'm sure tomorrow I'm going to be so sore. It's those little micro
make
changes
you so
that
happy.
hurt the worst. Yeah.
You're gonna come down onto your toes. Yeah, and keep your heels up, press all the way out. Yep, stay there, squeeze those heels together. And now heels down under the bar. Yep, and up on your toes. And heels down.
Oh, yeah.
And up on your toes.
Yep, feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. I was prone to sprained ankles my entire dance career.
Yep.
And this, I feel in my ankles. Never thought I'd be able to strengthen my ankles. So.
That left one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real bad.
It wants to wander off by itself. So I'm gonna have you hug your knees into your chest.
Okay.
I'm gonna take some of the springs off. And next to your ears are these loops.
Okay.
So you go to the gym, right? And
Yes.
there's 100 machines that do, each machine does one thing.
Yeah.
I have one machine that does 100 things.
Love it.
I know.
Effective.
So you're gonna grab the other strap. And you're gonna grab them, make nice strong fist, and you're gonna hold them up to the ceiling, and you're gonna press straight down. And I'm gonna bring your arms up and just stop over your chest. So it's not super heavy, it's not a super complex
But I
movement.
feel it.
But you have to control your whole body to do it, right?
It makes you realize this is beneficial even for just picking up heavy groceries,
Absolutely.
right?
That was actually the first thing that I noticed when I started to do Pilates more full time and got strong. Like I brought in the groceries by myself. My husband's like, "Do you need help?" I'm like, "No."
No, I got this.
So press all the way down and stay down. Turn your palms in to face your body, but still make fists, still grab. You're gonna open your arms out to the side. Just to
Ooh.
there, and now pull in.
Oh, yeah. My mom, she has arthritis, so those with inflammatory diseases, is this beneficial for them?
Absolutely. The rule has always been move as much as you can, as often as you can without pain. And what's nice about Pilates is that it's so variable, right? I can change the springs, I can change your range of motion, I can change if you're lying down or sitting up. So I can accommodate a lot of people. Stay there. I'm gonna have you curl your head and shoulders up off the mat. Can you push forward into those straps and reach just to there? That's it. And bring your arms up and press them down. So not too high, not over your shoulders, but just over your chest. And up.
Right here?
And press.
Okay.
That's it. Keep the legs nice and still, yeah?
I forget Pilates is
And
like
press.
core.
And now those little snow angel arms out to the side. And curl up more as you squeeze in. And arms up to the ceiling. And head down. And the feet can come to the bar.
Yeah, that's a good one. This is super beneficial. And the crazy part is usually when I'm in a group class, I can hide. But here in Imperfect Balance, it's one-on-one. You have really small groups and you even do virtual. So we get our money's worth. There's nowhere to hide, but you get the best workout ever.
I've always worked that way. I think it's important to be able to catch somebody making mistakes and to get the most, to kind of juice everything out of an exercise. I know that when I was dancing, right, the minute your teacher saw you and you got a good job, it was like, it meant so much. And I wanted to make sure to have that feeling here too. Not everybody was a dancer and feels where they are in space. And so that I can go by and touch everybody and give each person some individual direction really means a lot to me.
Well, I have to say, as a commuter, I'm committing to you every Wednesday. So you will see me every Wednesday before I get back on the road. Is it a deal?
Sounds good.
Ilana and I have a mutual friend. I'm a local hairdresser in town, and she felt that given my always being on my feet at work, it would be good for me to try Pilates. So we actually started coming to privates together. I've since stayed on with Ilana for 14 years. I had a C-section with my second child. I was fortunate enough to do Pilates through my entire pregnancy. And then after my C-section, to regain strength, I used Pilates to get my core strength back, to be able to sit up, get out of bed, help me pick up my child while I was still injured. I'm healthier, I have more energy, I can probably intake a little extra calories when I work out. Mostly just my energy, absolutely. It's keeping me young.
As you all can see, Pilates, it's for everyone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, starting a new chapter in your life, or just want to pick up your groceries every day, Ilana is here to help you. I know I've signed up for my weekly appointments every Wednesday, and now it's time for you to do the same thing as well. See you there.
Getting to sit down and catch up with Ziaire, kick back and chill at a Lancaster all-time favorite restaurant with too many childhood memories, and working out with a fellow forever dancer at Imperfect Balance Pilates, I definitely felt a rush of nostalgia for myself. This episode truly was a reminder for me to go back to the things I loved doing as a child. I hope you all feel encouraged to start back up one hobby that slowly faded away from the rush of adulthood.
As you all can see, my hometown of Lancaster has so much to offer. I hope you all enjoyed hanging out with me as much as I did and are looking forward to the next episode of Tiff on the Town.